We're not going to have any cross-label shit talk tonight because if our special guest is our special guest here? Is he here? Oh, cool, great. Our special guest has an Earwolf podcast, so now you've done it. It's
not anymore.
No. Wait, what? It's not on Earwolf anymore. Oh, okay.
Now who's being brash? That's not the word.
Kazing!
Yeah. Ham-fisted. That's the word I was looking for.
Is he just wandering now? Is he a free agent?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, because we'll poach his ass. We'll scoop him up. That's easy for us to do.
Now, pianist guy, what's your name?
Barton Lewis.
Martin Lewis and
Barton with a B.
Barton. Barton Lewis. And the guy next to you, what's your name?
Julia.
You seem to know a lot about this. Do you work with Horatio?
Yeah, I'm one of his assistants.
I think they're part of his team. They're how we were able to connect.
Oh, great! Well, welcome to the show. Thanks for getting them for us.
Well, let's bring them up.
I totally blew the reveal on that.
Yeah.
It could be any Horatio. We don't know which Horatio I'm talking about.
Right. So, well, I didn't hear you say Horatio, but now, fuck, Jesus. Like, maybe
Horatio Cummings, everybody.
maybe it's a hornblower.
Horatio Hornblower.
Maybe it's a fifth Ninja Turtle. It's more important to introduce the kind of like I think one of the things that we're going to be talking to him about. I hope
too.
Is at least once on this show, and then I know on Doug Loves Movies. We've talked about our fascination with this movie Boat Trip, and it was I mean I was looking at the Wikipedia entry and looking at the you click that reception header and it comes down and then it's like it is a kind of historically critically panned movie. It takes its place up there, but it's one of those movies that's so it's fascinating and confusing in a lot of parts, and so we have talked about it. If it was, and I say that without fear of being petty because he didn't write it or direct it or anything. Now I feel like the writer or director is going to kill himself, but they probably. The bottom line is movies are flukes, and God only knows what happens. But he heard me talking about it, or someone heard me talking about it on Doug Loves Movies. Somebody got in touch with somebody. Demorge Brown was involved somehow. Something happened, and they were like, he should come on the show. And I think he was game. Either that, or he's just the nicest guy in the world, and was just like, why is everyone telling me to come here and then now it's mean? But I think he was involved too and was like, yeah, I want to come and talk about it. Anyways, at any rate, it'll be interesting to talk to him about anything because he's been a part of the comedic wallpaper for over a decade. Like he's a founding member of is a founding member the right word? Like he was down there in the trenches when Upright Citizens Brigade was just a actual downright non-citizen brigade. And he was on SNL for years and years and years and years, and then he was in Boat Trip and all kinds of other stuff. But let's bring him out and get to know him. Horatio Sands is here. Sit there. Sorry about my horrible introduction, and sorry in advance for my bad interviewing.
Well, no, I'm glad you explained to everybody what was happening.
Are you being sarcastic? Because I did want them to know.
No, I'm not. I'm glad that you did, actually.
Yeah. Are you? But I'm not even sure. Like, can you catch us up on your part? Because I haven't talked to you about this until now. I didn't see you in the green room, for instance, so I don't know. Were you ambushed, or did somebody urge you to do this, or were you listening to Doug Loves Movies? What was the?
No, someone heard it, and then he's actually working on the podcast I'm working on. So he's like, you should listen to it, and then you should go on it. And then I listened to it, and now I'm here.
All right.
Forgive me, Horatio. What is the name of your podcast?
The Hooray Show.
Oh, nice. I just got that.
Real nice.
Yeah.
I really did.
A lot of people just get it. That's why it's hard to find. But It is the word hooray and then show, and then at the end, you go, oh, I get it.
Hooray! Wait, now I just got the show part.
Yeah, a lot of levels. I'm working on a lot of levels.
I thought the hooray was enough.
Oh, yeah?
And then the last part is show.
No, it's like
making your whole name.
Yeah.
You should do a podcast.
I do. And it's not on Earwolf, as we're reminded by another associate of mine, Julia.
But you can. I don't know if I'll get yelled at this, but make them a Feral Audio podcast. Okay, good. There we go.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Feral Audio Network. It's we have.
are we just absorbing him right now?
We have a potluck every Thursday. That's a little high maintenance, but like only if your downloads are below a certain number are you actually expected to bring like potluck stuff. Like I just show up and eat fucking shit Duncan Trussell makes. I'm like, what's this? So I mean, there's a million things we could talk about.
Well, we should really talk about
boat trip.
Boat trip. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like once we get there, it's going to be weird to segue out of it. So I just
no, it'll be fascinating. You'll love it. I just do want to say one thing. I am here because they're releasing it on Criterion Collection. A lot of cool audio commentary with me and Cuba. We have the ex-wife of Roger Moore who's going to provide some commentary, so it's all good.
The one other thing, because I'm going to forget it if we start talking about boat trips, so I just want to say the other piece of trivia is that you literally took, you didn't steal because it didn't belong to me. It was down to me and you for the role of the Manny on In the Motherhood.
Yes. And
at ABC.
And you won.
I won the larger war. You're saying. How many episodes did it run? But
it ran 7.
It was like I somehow made it through this weird gauntlet of people that must have been. Actually, I remember Besser was in some of the early auditions and callbacks and stuff. And then I was like, wait, what? I think I might be like in the running, and they just brought you in at the last minute, and then I was like, oh god, they hate me, I'm fucked, because they were like, oh, just they thought of you and found you and brought you in, and it was obviously like you had gotten the part because before that I was slipping through the cracks undetected, and then I saw you and I was like, oh boy. They found a professional actor.
No, I remember that time. I heard you're a great guy, but I do remember that I felt that you were a little nervous.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of was like, okay, because I didn't know who you were, but whenever you get into those situations, you're either the type of guy who thinks you can twist the other guy around,
right?
Or you're the guy who's just like, no games, and so. I thought we actually were very pleasant to each other.
Oh yeah, sure. Because and not that I was like cool under fire, but I definitely was not going to be at the level where I'm like thinking of how I can psych Horatio Sands out of the part. I was just like, plain and simple nervous, and I really was like, because I was like, you know what, he's right for this part. He's been on SNL. I'm done. Like I really thought I was going to like coast in under the radar because I'm not fishing for anything. I'm not from that world. I'm not an actor, and I can't believe that world, that being an actor in particular, which is one of the 1,000 things we could just talk about, nothing else, this idea that you're in charge of everything but you control nothing. Like how do you deal with helplessness and the ego crushing? Like, do you keep a penny in your pocket and just press it into your palm, or?
Luckily, I do a lot of improv, so I get to kind of write my own stuff through improv. So that kind of keeps you from going a little crazy. But now I'm at a time where I don't have to take stuff if I don't really like it. So I do well enough not to have to be homeless.
You're definitely, and this is where we could get, maybe I'll be prying or whatever. But what I've heard, kind of the legend of you. You're actually born in Chile, but you're from Chicago in all the ways that matter, including the fact that you were like you were a party guy. Like you had a wooden leg, or what do they call it, hollow leg? That you could knock back the sauce. Like
I was really good. Yeah.
And then you quit, and it's not a fluke. You lost 100 pounds, and like you've credited it to changing that about your lifestyle and all that stuff. And, like, you look like you're 25 now, and it's been that way for a long time. So I don't have to worry about me pointing that out, like knocking you off the wagon or anything.
No. It is that. It is. It was that, and it's different to go around and be different looking, but it's kind of great because I think I would be dead if I didn't do it.
When did you stop drinking?
Like 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, because I think I've been out. Like,
we used to drink a lot.
Yeah, we used to, like rustic inn days. Yeah,
we used to carry a case.
I did. I'm at the Executeur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He had a case with shot glasses and absinthe.
There's cool, like, 1950s, 60s, like Mad Men kind of things.
Yeah.
And you open it up and they're velvet lined, and there's little tumblers and ice spoons and whatnot, and they're really groovy.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's a level of... it's called the Dipsomaniac's Delight. That's in one of the old ads for the Executeur.
What is it? Dipsomaniac, was that the 50s word for alcoholic, or what was
I guess so. Yeah.
Is that
a drinker? Yeah.
Yeah, like a heavy drinker.
A compotator.
Are you truly like cold turkey sober, or did you just go like, okay, this isn't going to be my lifestyle anymore? Is it possible?
I went cold turkey, and then I went to AA meetings for a while, and they were kind of fascinating because the characters were just insane. Really, and I kind of almost got addicted to going just to see the people tell their stories. Because, they're always just like, and then when I was blowing that cop, I was like, enough's enough. And I really had to take account of what I was up to.
Yeah.
Fucking guy, yeah. And then there's this guy who talked like this, and I'm not going to say anything about it. I just like, I dated this girl. I'm not going to, hey, you know what? I hit her once, okay? Okay. And then there's just like, this fucking alcoholic is in there just talking about beating up ladies, and everybody's like, come on now. It's beyond being an alcoholic. You're just a fucking maniac.